In today's Leeds news, Farke speaks on pressure, more details on Franculino link, Meslier's agent tries for Seria A move, and Cooper hints at Leeds return once retired. Hi folks, welcome back to Leeds View Tuesday morning, the 18th of November with your Leeds United news. Hope your week is going well so far. We will have the podcast out tonight, myself, Paul and Jerry, having a bit of a look ahead to the Aston Villa game this coming weekend, as well as discussing Daniel Farke's interview with Sky Sports last night, which we will cover in a bit more detail in the next couple of minutes. Also, there is some new channel merch with new branding. All of the rebrand stuff is all done and dusted. You can check that out at Back4 Clothing. The link is down below in the description, and the best way to support the channel is, as always, to like and comment and hype on the video. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe for your daily Leeds United news, as well as podcasts throughout the whole week as well. We'll crack on with the news today. I want to start off with Daniel Farke's interview last night with Sky Sports. Leeds United manager Daniel Farke did a sit-down interview with Sky Sports yesterday and discussed the job he's done at Leeds United, as well as the pressure that is on him right now. Farke doesn't tend to normally do these types of sit-down interviews. He normally sticks to the weekly press conferences, but this is likely part of the Premier League contractual obligations that the managers in the Premier League have to do. But Farke was asked if this was the first time he's felt real pressure as the Leeds United manager, and if this is the hardest time that he's had since he joined the football club. But Farke said that the hardest time was when he first walked in the door, with the contract situation, the destabilisation of the club behind the scenes, as well as the upheaval on the playing staff, which, it should be pointed out, during that period he handled extremely well and calmly during that period of time. But Farke went on to play some of his hits that he has been recently dishing out, and he said the following: after each and every loss, people are looking to sack the manager. What happens always when you sign a contract at Leeds United? If you take it personally and you dwell on this pressure, then you have no chance to be successful. So championship level, it was nearly each and every draw that it was the end of the world and the manager is not good enough. You have to stay calm, you have to stay cool, and you have to keep going, working to your beliefs. And the outcome was we're back in the promised land. Farke is possibly taking a little bit of poetic license with that. It definitely wasn't the case that after every single draw, Leeds were saying it was the end of the world and the manager should be sacked. During that period of time, Daniel Farke maintained the vast majority of the support from the Leeds United fan base, outside of a small few pockets, but the bulk of the fans were very much behind Daniel Farke, as there was a common goal in place during that period of time. But Daniel Farke went on: of course, I don't expect that we again will finish with 100 points and a title, so our title would be survival, something no other team has managed to do as a newly promoted side in the last few seasons. And for that, we know that it's a long road and you have to stay calm, and there will be setbacks and there will be doubts, but I totally back my players. I believe in my players, and we can be the first team in the club to really establish the club as a top flight side. It's important when you work for such an emotional club with such a passionate fan base that everyone goes crazy. 2 weeks ago, very important, fantastic home win against West Ham, and everybody was already saying, listen, survival is absolutely confirmed. 10 points after 10 games. Not one team in the history a team is relegated statistically. And now let's worry about Europe. This is Leeds United. 2 weeks later, 2 away games, difficult away games, Brighton and Nottingham, 2 tight losses, not our best performances, and everyone is panicking about relegation. Again, a few bits on this that should be pointed out. I don't think anybody was saying that survival was confirmed after the West Ham game. In fact, even at this channel, after that game, we were talking about the drop-off in the second half against West Ham, and something that Leeds need to be mindful and careful of during that period of time. I don't remember seeing anybody saying that we were guaranteed to stay in the division. And again, as I said this earlier on in the season, nobody with a brain was saying that Leeds United were in a position to compete for Europe, so I'm not sure where that one has come from either. And the statistic around survival in the Premier League wasn't that every single side that achieves that point are safe. It was that you've got a better chance of survival if you can get that 10 points in those 10 games. So Couple of bits and pieces there that not exactly lining up, but Farke appears to be recently saying the same things when there is a bit of pressure on him. He's talked about the emotional fan base. He's talked about us being a newly promoted side playing against established sides as if it's something that we shouldn't be expecting to win games with. And I don't think that Leeds fans are unrealistic in the majority. I think most Leeds fans anyway expect to see fight, battle and heart from their side, and that's something that we haven't been seeing in the last couple of weeks, and that's what they want to see. So I'm not really sure an interview like this has really helped Daniel Farke's situation with a large portion of the fan base. There will be people that see this differently, and that's absolutely okay. He has done a lot of good at Leeds United, and that should not be forgotten. But football is not a sentimental sport, and sentimentality can get you in trouble in the Premier League. But I think there's bits and pieces in this that a lot of fans would disagree with. He keeps talking about the emotional fan base. And I'm not sure that that's necessarily a negative. I think Leeds fans are known for that, and it should be something that Leeds fans strive to continue to be. And drifting into apathy is the worst case scenario for Leeds fans. We are an emotional fan base. That's what makes Leeds United special, and that should be maintained. But we'll have to see what he says in his press conference during the week. But the reaction online's not been great to that interview. I'm not sure it was well timed, but we'll see how it goes. And again, other people will disagree with this, and that's absolutely fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and everyone's entitled to view football and these situations in their own way. Let's move on. Let's talk about more details on Franculino. Last week, we were linked with interest in Midtjylland's striker Franculino de Gea, and another report at the end of last week said that Leeds United were prioritising a high-profile striker in January. Now, the obvious issue with any of this stuff is always the money situation, and we'll have to wait and see until the window opens to see where Leeds United are at that point. But Sunderland, who also were said to have maxed out their PSR, are today being linked with a very aggressive move for AC Milan striker Santiago Jimenez, around £30 million. So from a Leeds perspective, they will need to find some money if they are going to make any moves in January. Troy Parrott was obviously linked with a move to Leeds United yesterday, but more detail today on Leeds' interest in Franculino says that interest is growing from Leeds, and it could be one of Leeds United's first moves. So far this season, Franculino has managed 19 goals and 3 assists in 29 appearances, and Leeds are said to be very interested in the striker, but they won't be alone. There are a lot of reports claiming that West Ham United are very interested in the striker as well, and reports are now coming out of Spain saying that several clubs in Spain will be interested in making a move for the striker as well. The report says that Leeds could move and make Franculino the club's record signing with a £40 million price tag, and at just 21 years of age, that would be showing a huge amount of faith in a very young but clearly very talented striker at this point in his career. Should we be sceptical of this report? I'd say yes, you should be. I think at this point of the pre-transfer window period, I'd be sceptical of pretty much everything that comes out, but it does tend to pick up speed at this point of the season. So I'd say, yeah, be sceptical. The money's a big one. Again, we'll have to just wait and see. We don't really know what Leeds United's position is on the PSR situation, despite what Robbie Evans said. We will need to see what happens when the window opens. Leeds did have an investor meeting after West Ham, and maybe there was discussions then about trying to get more funds into the club in order to help them get their targets in January. The Troy Parrott situation as well, if that rumour has any truth in it, the price tag there is about €30 million as well. So Leeds are going to have to find money if they are going to bring in players of a high calibre to help them. And this kind of feels like it's in the Igor Paixão situation. Leeds want the player. He's expensive. Leeds might try and negotiate that price down a little bit. Whether they can or can't remains to be seen with the interest that's in him. But he is a talented striker. He is a young striker. You will be getting him in for a longer period of time. You would likely have big sell-on value in him as well if he does well in the league. So yeah, interesting one, and we'll have to keep an eye on that one and see how it goes. But yeah, pinch of salt definitely at this point. Let's move on. Let's talk about Illan Meslier. In a report this week, it claims that Leeds United are hoping to sell Illan Meslier come the January transfer window, something that we're all fairly aware of at this point due to all of the stories that have been coming out from over the last couple of months. There has been plenty of rumoured interest from Belgium, from France, as well as from Italy in the striker. And a new report from Tutto Sport today says that there is now urgency from the player's agent, Pini Zahavi, with Meslier being frozen out at Leeds United. Zahavi is said to have a good relationship with the clubs in Italy, specifically AC Milan, who are said to be one of the clubs that are interested in making a move for Illan Meslier, but they would prefer a pre-contract agreement in January and a free transfer come the summer. Tutto Sport claim that both Milan clubs are said to have interest in Meslier, and both sides see him as a young technical goalkeeper who was once ranked as a Premier League bright prospect. But both sides want to wait until the summer before they make their move and try and get him on a free transfer. Leeds, however, want to get some sort of a fee in for him as soon as possible. Anderlecht are still said to be heavily interested in the goalkeeper as well, and they are said to be able to give Leeds a nominal fee for the keeper to bring him in, and they've been able to structure things in a way that would give Meslier what he wants from a financial perspective. But clubs know that Leeds United are in a position where they want to sell the keeper, and that weakens Leeds' hands in this situation. And Leeds are in a tricky situation. They can get a nominal fee in January or risk losing him for a free transfer come January. And the report states exactly that Leeds United have two options. One, sell him for a very, very cut price deal in January, or he leaves the club in the summer on a free transfer. Now, the goalkeeper himself is part of this, whether Meslier wants to get a move now so he can get some football in the second half of the season and not waste an entire season in the stands. But they've made a bit of a mess of this situation, Leeds, and they found themselves in a position that's all of their own making with the goalkeeper at this point. There was interest in him last summer before as well. They managed to hang on to him as long as they possibly could, and they're now in a situation where his contract is just over 6 months left, and he is more than likely going to go away for nothing or next to nothing once the window's all open. We'll move on. Talk about Liam Cooper. And former Leeds United captain Liam Cooper has signed for Sheffield Wednesday yesterday on a free transfer and joins former Leeds United striker Patrick Bamford in finding a new club in Sheffield after Bamford signed for Sheffield United. But during his first interview, Cooper hinted at a return to Leeds United some way down the line once his playing days on the pitch are finished. Cooper made 284 appearances for Leeds United during his 10 years at the club and also captained the side back to the Premier League. But over the past few years, he's been planning his next stage of his career and recently completed a master's degree in sports directorship, which could be used as his vehicle to get him back to Leeds United down the road. Cooper is very obviously a Leeds United fan as well. But on his time at Leeds United and his future, Cooper had the following to say to the Sheffield Star. You do reflect then and you can be proud of yourself. You've left a mark on the club, the team and on the dressing room. I've still got many great friendships and relationships with people at the club. And who knows, one day maybe I can come back in some sort of capacity. I've got a lot to offer the game on the playing side and we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. It'd be great to see some of the ex-Marcelo Bielsa side and the side that got us back to the Premier League the first time be in and around the club again, and they're an important part of the Leeds United history. He was a good captain for Leeds United, and I wasn't everyone's cup of tea in terms of playing, but he always represented Leeds United very well and was a proud Leeds United captain. It would be nice to see some of these people come back to the club over time. We've obviously got Stuart Dallas involved in the club in ambassador role. I see a few more of them come back in and around the place as well. But folks, that'll be it for me this morning. Back tonight at 7 p.m. for the podcast. It will go out, as has been said last week, as a video and on all audio platforms as well. You can check out the news every single day on audio platforms as well, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, it should be there. And outside that, I'll just say have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later on this evening. See you later. Bye.